Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today I am going to show you how to remove the logic board from your first generation MacBook Air. This is the late 2008 model. So first of all, you gotta power off your MacBook Air, and you can do that simply, doing it in software or doing the power button, but mine has a display issue, so I can't do that. So, first of all, you're gonna need, got to take that off. First, you're gonna need your iFixit toolkit and your iFixit magnetic pad. So, what we're gonna do is that we are going to get our iFixit screwdriver bit and start unscrewing the screws. So you might notice I'm unscrewing nothing here, but that's just to reference something, but these are the main screws right there, and you can see how I organize my screws with the iFixit magnetic pad. So that might give you an idea of organizing your screws while you repair your electronics. I really recommend the magnetic pad because all the other containers, they can fall off your table or something. They could, not necessarily they will, but then your screws will get all mixed up and stuff, and that wouldn't be pretty. Not unless they're all the same length, or you know where they go to, then that's fine. Just a little small accident like that is fine. But I hate it when that happens. Hate it when screws get stuck. Let me move that up. Move MacBook up. Okay, I forgot to turn off my computer over there. So, removing the last screw. Can lift up our bottom panel. And there is our logic board and battery. So, first of all, you want to disconnect your battery. Okay. That's gonna break very soon. My tab broke. You can see right there. I hate it when my camera doesn't focus. Okay, you can see my tab there. The battery broke. But to make more clearance, you don't have to remove the battery, but I recommend you do to get some space. But remove the battery. And there are 9 screws. That took a little while to count, but you just have to remove these screws so you can, get the battery out. And I know not many people will buy these because if you're an Apple user in 2008, if you were alive in 2008, if you were an adult, or you could afford this, you've already heard the rumors back then that this was not a great laptop because it had a Core 2 Duo processor and 2 gigabytes of soldered RAM and an 80 gigabyte hard drive, and the SSD upgrade was still the same speed. Although it's less prone to failing, it's just not worth it. That's why I'm not upgrading this, because from online I've heard that it is not, great. It's not a good idea to upgrade them, and they're also very expensive too. So, removing the last screw. We can remove the battery. And there is our third-party battery. Right there. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be like that, because this part's kind of popping out. It's just a battery. Yeah, it's just how the battery's designed. Sorry about that. But next, you can start disconnecting all the cables from the logic board, and you have to remove this little bracket here too. To remove those, to disconnect those cables. I forgot how many subscribers I had. The last time I saw it, it was 39. I'm not sure if I've increased over the years. I meant, like, if I've increased at all, you know? You can take this off if you want, but you can leave it on. I'm gonna take it off because it's gonna be easier for me. So, next is removing the heatsink, you know, because... And also, if you're replacing the display, you also have to remove the logic board. So this will help you replace your display. Although I'm not going to do a display replacement anytime soon because it's like practically impossible to do it because it's really hard. I've done it on my other MacBook Air when I put the display on. So it's kind of like that. But first things first, remove the screws from the logic board. And I think, yeah, I'm gonna remove the heatsink in case. Wait, I wanted to remove the heatsink. I'm so stupid. Wow, so dumb. So, heatsink, screws. And I don't know why Steve Jobs designed the heatsink like this, or any of the designers in the Apple Inc. company, because, you know, this is just not a great way to cool down your computer, you know? But, alrighty. Oh, you have to remove the top of this too, I guess. I'll just remove the fan and the heatsink altogether. No, it's gonna be easier for me, easier for the MacBook. There's a hidden screw right there on the fan, just right there, and we can remove this screw there. And we still haven't disconnected one cable yet, right there, because that is under the hard drive bracket. And yeah, I don't know why, but this MacBook Air is so complicated to work on, especially the first generation era of MacBook Air. Just really hard to work on. You want to disconnect some cables from the logic board too, like this one and this one. You know, there's going to be some hidden cables. You know, this one right here is harder, a little harder to disconnect, but got that disconnected right there. Need some more lighting. Oh, god damn it, my lamp isn't connected. Whatever. But can now remove the heatsink and fan assembly. You can see that thermal paste right there and the Core 2 Dual processors. So we can now start removing more screws right there. And we can now kind of, I recommend you remove the hard drive bracket. You don't have to remove the hard drive itself, but the bracket you should remove to make things easier. Screwing a lot today. Look at that. You have this screw here. All right. Okay, got that screw out. And we can now unscrew the other screw. Okay, that screws out, and we can now remove the hard drive. Okay, you can remove the hard drive if you want. But there you go. That cable is now disconnected from the board, and we can now remove it from the logic board. But first things first, we gotta remove the MagSafe port screws. that is very important. And I also forgot. You gotta, take off this one too. Okay, you might want to unscrew this screw too to make things easier, trying to make this thing for as easy as possible for you. If you were trying to replace this, I doubt anyone will have this. But there we go. There is our MacBook Air logic board. And if you're replacing it, you can go grab your new one, put it in, and apply your new thermal paste. There's no right or wrong way, so kind of like a win-win. Okay, just gotta get your cables aligned. Alright, now that it's aligned, you can go ahead and put your cables back. I recommend the other cables first and then connect them. And then we can now screw in the hard drive bracket. Wait a second. Yep, we can screw in the hard drive bracket. So that's gonna be good. But first, we're gonna plug in this cable right here for the display. It's not really seated in properly. And then we can screw in the screw for the cable. Okay, so now that's done. Can screw in the MagSafe port screws. And what's really good about this MacBook Air is that there's no proprietary ports, proprietary screws at all. So that's great for this on this laptop. You don't need to constantly switch from screwdriver to screwdriver, and that really makes things a lot easier for this MacBook, although it is still pretty hard to screw in. And around the MagSafe port too, because the screw is going to stick to the magnets. It's not going to be good. Just got to screw them in. And you will still see that there is some sort of wiggle on the port. But, that's normal. And next, we can screw in the screws for the iPod Classic 80GB hard drive that I don't recommend upgrading, not unless you want to spend all your money, Go. And we can screw in the other screw too. And we can connect. And then next, can put the heatsink / fan on to the MacBook. And one thing I want to say about this Mac is that why is the fan blowing towards the CPU? You're practically blowing hot air from the CPU back to the CPU. That's not gonna work, I think Apple was going crazy back then. But there we go. Gotta organize cable. Gotta align your cable. This is kind of hard right here, but you got it. Can connect the cable right there. I think my iPad is shooting 1080p video. I don't know. It probably is. So, sorry about it. 1080p is still kind of good, but, if I had 4K, that would be great. Alright, now that we got those screwed in right, I'm connected right there. Can screw in the fan and hard drive bracket assembly right there. And then you can screw in the other screw that went up there. All right, now you can screw in all the other screws. These screws are tiny, but not like the iPhone screws. You've seen my iPhone videos. Those screws are tiny. But, you know, working on MacBooks is more fun than iPhones, you know. iPhones are fun when you actually repair them. But when you're, you know, practicing, I guess it's good for your skills, but I'd rather not, you know, do that. Just don't forget to put this plastic piece back, you know, it's very important. So next is connecting all the cables to the logic board. You know, gotta connect them cables before you screw the logic board in. All right, now that that's done, we can screw in the few screws. I don't know, but there definitely a few screws. You know, few doesn't mean a lot. You know, on the like unibody MacBooks and Retina MacBooks, there are a lot more than just 3 screws to hold in the logic board. You know, actually 4 screws. You know, on the unibody MacBooks, there's at least 9 or 10. 7, 6, you know, at least more than 4. But this logic board is tiny, you know, not as tiny as the 12-inch MacBook one. You know, of course, I don't have one, but you know how small they are. So next is to put the bracket back on to the MacBook. I love repairing electronics. And today I was going dumpster diving and I saw this, I don't know, teenager, but I was there too late. He was carrying a PowerBook, he was carrying the old aluminum MacBooks, and I really came too late. But it's fine. I still got plenty of MacBooks, you know, 4 of them to be specific. But next we can put our MacBook Air battery in. And then we can plug the battery in. Actually, don't plug it in yet. You want to screw in them screws first. All right. Ooh, that's not good. Oh well. Why am I so quiet on this part? But anyways, I can be quiet, but I rather would not. But I don't have anything to talk about right now. So yeah, I'm almost done anyway. So not too long of a wait to let you click away from this video. But anyways, if you like this video so far, please smash the like button and subscribe too, you know? I'm going to say that at the end of the video. Again, 2, but whatever. Last screw. Alright, now you can connect your MacBook Air battery. And that was faster than I thought, you know. 19, actually that's kind of long. But anyways, put your bottom panel on. Flip it over if you want to test your MacBook Air out, but I'm going to screw 4 screws in. First, screw the screws in. Actually, I'm going to swap these screws right here. I'm going to put the screw right there and this longer one in here. Oh shoot, I forgot to put the MagSafe thing back on. That's not good, not good. That makes the video longer. Okay, never forget this. Don't be like me, okay? If you were following very closely and didn't put that on, I'm so sorry about that. But blame me. I'm the one who's supposed to say sorry or whatever like that. I don't know. But anyways, screw them screws back in to the MacBook. Should also check out my Twitter too. But that'll be in the link in the description below. Alright, now that this MacBook Air is done, powered on. There you go. It's gonna power on. There we go. Got one other thing to do on my other MacBook Air, you know? It's the end for this one, okay? I'm gonna put that thing aside. But this one, I put on the bottom casing not properly. So we are going to fix that. Unscrew these two screws. The third screw, which is ginormous. All right. And why did I have to tape that? There. Okay. Now I'm done with that. I can pick up the bottom panel and put it back on the correct way. That thing fell apart. I don't know what happened to this MacBook Air, but apparently someone must have gotten mad in some sort of way, but gotta put that on correctly. Otherwise I'm gonna get fired from my company. That there's no company. But anyways, can start screwing these screws back in. I don't know why it lifts up the bottom case, but that's something to make note of. I'm actually gonna screw this screw in right there. And I am actually gonna go screw it in right there because it seems more appropriate to screw it in there. That's never gonna screw in there. So why not do it on the other one? You know, gotta do the other side of this. And wow, that still manages to lift it up. That's impressive. Okay, this side needs to screw more. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. See you guys next time. Bye.